Folks, hello. It's Denny Carter from NBC Sports /Rotoworld. I am here once again to do a Friday stream for you to come to me with your many and varied fantasy questions. Thankfully, and you can look this up anywhere, I still haven't gotten a start-sit wrong in my life. 12 years in this industry, still a perfect record. You can ask anyone. I don't make mistakes. That's my guarantee to you. Please don't verify that with my wife. That's my one request from me to you, just between us. Don't do that. Anyway, I'm here to answer start sits, maybe questions about DFS if you dabble in the DFS arts. So this is what the Zoomers are saying, right? DFS arts. We can talk about anything you want, football related. Let's not get crazy. We're sticking to football. All right. I do want to talk just briefly about last night's game, the Chiefs-Lions game. Listen. To all the Lions fans who are in my mentions saying, I told you so. I told you we're going to be good. I told you everything would be fine this year. Well, first of all, congratulations on the win. That's all. That was awesome. A 1-point victory against a Travis Kelce-less Kansas City team, against a team that dropped 4 passes, 3 of which were absolutely back-breaking, one of which ended up being a defensive touchdown, and you won by 1. You got that going for you. That's awesome. Great way to start the season. Was it lucky? That's up to you. In your heart of hearts, I think you know the answer, Lions fans. I'm not rooting against you. It's just the Chiefs should have beat you by 28 points last night. Real quick about Jahmyr Gibbs' usage. I wrote a column on Rotoworld like 3 months ago saying basically that I was divested from good running backs. And by that, I meant that outstanding running back metrics, yards after contact per carry, yards before contact per carry, all this stuff, yards per route run, things like that. It's my contention that they don't matter. They just don't. So Jahmyr Gibbs is good. He's going to be fine-ish for fantasy. They're going to give him the DeAndre Swift treatment. And it's not going to matter that he's better than David Montgomery. I think that's something as a fantasy community, I think we have to kind of come to grips with that, right? Is just, he's way better. Jahmyr Gibbs is way better than Montgomery, and it doesn't matter at all. So that's something that you can take with you on your way out the door here. All right, let's get to some of your questions. Oh, real quick. Don't give up on Kadarius Toney or Sky Moore. Toney did his regular thing last night, played 25% of the snaps, was targeted 5 times on 11 routes, which is just typical Kadarius Toney stuff. He's just the biggest fantasy tease of a generation, really. 5 targets on 11 routes. Okay, could have had a really nice game. Sky Moore was out there enough. I know, they didn't connect. I know that it was rather devastating, but he's, they're not going to bench him. He's still going to be out there for the best passing attack in the league. So don't freak out. Don't drop Sky Moore. Certainly don't drop Toney. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. All right, hey, let's get to your questions, because you're not here. You're not here to hear me rant and rave. You want to hear me answer some questions. All right. Kicker question off the bat, because I like kickers. Francis knows. He knows what's up, is what I'm saying. Greg Joseph or Jason Sanders. Now, the kicker process says that we want kickers who will face neutral and positive game script. Could Jason Sanders face that? Certainly, yes. Will Greg Joseph face that? Probably. So I'm leaning Joseph here, because I think that he'll be in a better position to attempt field goals throughout the game, whereas the Dolphins might be chasing points, might avoid kicking field goals. Also, Mike McDaniel is awfully aggressive in the red zone. All right, let's see. Oh, yes, Al Bundy. Al Bundy's in the chat. Hey, as a kid, I wasn't allowed to watch your show, Al. I was told to, quote, leave the room because, quote, you're not supposed to be seeing this. That's how edgy Fox was back in the day. Fox Primetime. Parents would usher their kids out like it was HBO, which is also something I was not allowed to watch. All right. Tony, my guy. Tony Reimer. Tony G. Reimer the fourth. I mean, I don't, what am I going to do? Give you advice, man? You probably know more than I do. Evans or Ayuk? I'd go Evans. You have to, by the way, watch the weather in Pittsburgh, okay? It's supposed to be like torrential downpours on Sunday, possibly at game time. So just, be aware. Remain aware of the weather in Pittsburgh. If it is like that, then, maybe a little bit of a downgrade to the pass catchers. And that, why is Denny looking like a young Robin Williams? Has he always looked like? I have not always looked like this. I'm trying a new hairstyle once every 25 years. My 25-year run of having my hair very high and combed back went from 1998 to 2023. Rest in peace. We've moved on. We've moved on to a different hairstyle. I'm getting used to it. It's fine. I just desperately need a haircut. All right, Francis, my guy Francis again. My person Francis again. Drop 2 in half PPR. Went running back heavy. You took Brees in the first round. Oh, first running back. Sorry. Ford, Spears, Tucker, Nico. Drop 2. I guess drop Nico and Ford. Ford's not going to be a thing. Come on. Let's get real. All right. Wanted to say as a fellow, thank you. I appreciate that. Swift Assault says Chiefs will be 0-2 after week 2. I don't know about that. Oh yeah. Real quick. Alex, listen, I'm getting texts. All right. Hey, but my attention is with you and only you. Ramondre Stevenson did not practice Friday. Don't freak out. Doug Kayed from the Boston Globe. I really hope I didn't just butcher Doug's name. I love Doug. Said that a source within the team said that Stevenson will play Sunday against the Eagles. We don't really know why he missed practice. Maybe an illness. It doesn't seem like a major deal. So I think we can just relax on that. If he were to miss, then Ezekiel Elliott would be live as a redraft option, which, wow, I didn't really think I'd be saying that. But hey, here I am saying it. Patrick. Hello, Patrick. Brandon Cooks over Michael Pittman this week. That's a tough one. Let me know where you land. I'm just kidding. So I think that the Colts-Jags game is a very, very good fantasy environment, okay? I think the Jags will stomp the Colts. I should say will run roughshod over the Colts defense. The Colts defense is going to be atrocious. And, hey, that could be fun. If you're a religious person, even if you're not, maybe just you find religion just for 1 second and say, please, please, please let the Colts defense be garbage so that Anthony Richardson has to snap the ball 65 times, 70 times a game. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome for Pittman. I am going Pittman over Cooks here. And then, yes, Mostert over Dalvin Cook. You're right. You're welcome for all the help last year. I'm glad you folks are back. The folks are back from 2022. How colossally stupid was I yesterday to bench Brandon Cooks and start Sky Moore? Listen, I'm here to confirm your priors first and foremost, okay? I am the priors confirmer. This is what they pay. This is why I get paid the big bucks. No, that was right. Actually, I probably would have done the same thing. Good question here. Jacksonville or Philadelphia defense this week? I mean, I would go with the Eagles. I can't really bench the Eagles. And the Jags are also a really good play. Really, really good play. But I don't think I can, I don't think I can make that play, Jacksonville over Philadelphia. All right. Yeah. So here's an interesting one: Mike Evans or Jahan Dotson. Now, the Bucs should be chasing points here. If they're not, it's going to be bad actually for Evans and Godwin. But Dotson has an amazing matchup, and I said on the Rotoworld Football Show like last week, 2 weeks ago, I said, what convinces us that Dotson is going to be the clear wide receiver 2 in Washington, and it won't be a 1A, 1B situation with him and McLaurin. That, I guess you understand. That's what I think it'll be. I think McLaurin will probably be 1A, but maybe not. Maybe it'll be Dotson. What I'm saying is I'm starting Dotson here over Evans. Charbonnet or Zeke. I think the Seahawks have a lot of really good fantasy options. If you have the Seahawks defense, or if there's for some reason on your waiver wire, and I know, listen, folks, I know not in your league. In your league, the Seahawks are taken in the 3rd round. I know, I get it. This is what I've heard. But if not, if they're still somehow on the waiver wire, go ahead and pick them up because, oh boy, Rams are bad, real bad. I mean, the chances of a Matthew Stafford pick 6 are 100% per the analytics. Now, okay, so don't argue with me. Argue with the analytics. Whew. I'm going with Charbonnet here. Good game script is what I'm saying for the Seahawks running backs. Obviously, if Ken Walker misses the game with a groin injury, it's Charbonnet full force. He's going to see 20-plus touches likely. Van Jefferson, you couldn't spell out Jefferson. You had to say Van Jeff. Van Jefferson or Bateman or Smith and Jigba. Go with Smith and Jigba. Live a little. Come on. I mean, Bateman's probably the wide receiver 3 on his own team. Van Jefferson, even though Cooper Kupp is out, I still think he's a thin play. He doesn't get targeted in the area of the field where he can get easy points. Like, he has to work hard for those fantasy points on the boundary, probably with a lot of really good coverage against him because Cooper Kupp's not out there. So they're going to try to shut him down, shut Higbee down. They're going to leave Puka Nacua, my guy, all alone. Media won't tell you about Puka Nacua. That's why mom and pop shop NBC Sports has paid me to tell you to consider Puka Nacua in deep leagues and in DFS. I'm just saying. All right, 14 team PPR. Man, I'm down so bad in my 14 team league. I actually have 2. One of them I'm okay in, but I'm down unfathomably in one where I'm like really, really happy to start Curtis Samuel in that league. Not a great start to the season. I just want to remind you, a fantasy football analyst. Yeah, so it goes. 14 team league. I have dart throws at tight end, AJ Brown, about Deontay Johnson. This is a lot of information. Trade my wide receiver 2 Lockett for Hawkinson. Yes, if money is talent, Hawkinson is the best ever. I do think that Jordan Addison entering this Minnesota offense is probably bad for old Hawk. Okay, that's what I call I know him, and so I can call him old Hawk. I've been calling him that since 97. Was he even born in 97? It's hard to say. I wouldn't do that. No, I would hang on. Have faith in Tyler Lockett. Michael says, sup. No, we're not tilting Sky Moore. Listen, let me just try to calm you down a little bit. 3 targets and a rushing attempt. He played 45 of 65 snaps for Kansas City against the Lions. I know he wasn't targeted until the 3rd quarter. I know. It's not great. My suggestion actually would be for Sky Moore to embrace, I don't know, something crazy like the wide receiver aesthetic. He looks like a cornerback out there wearing number 24. Come on, man. You're a receiver. I mean, literally anything would be better. I mean, God forbid. I know the Zoomers don't wear numbers in the 80s. Okay, I'm Zoomer receivers. They don't do that anymore. I get that, but maybe like a single digit number, just anything but 20. He looks like a special teamer out there. You dress for the job you want. That's why I ridiculously wear a collared shirt to do a fantasy football stream instead of a t-shirt and a backwards hat and 9 days of facial hair growth. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. But I do that because I'm dressing for the job I want, which is Wall Street broker. Matthew Wild, outlook on Puka. Outlook is good, in my opinion. Oh, and I do like this. The pushback is, but Puka is not super athletic. Come on. Come on. You can't be serious about that. What I mean is it doesn't matter. Come on. You're telling me athleticism matters? It doesn't matter. It does not matter. How many times have we fallen for athleticism? How many times? 1 million times. That's how many. Doesn't matter. All right. And Francis again. Thinking of playing Reed over JSN. So, yes, you're playing Reed if Watson misses. Okay, we're going to see if Watson can practice. Christian Watson can practice today, Friday. If he doesn't, then Reed is a legit option. I would play him over JSN. If Christian Watson is a go, meaning like if he even gets in a limited practice on Friday, I think you're playing JSN. Starting Mostert over Dotson, yeah. I mean, the reasoning is a little iffy. I do think that as fantasy managers, we tend to outthink ourselves a little bit when a matchup is good. So like the Commanders have a great matchup against like the Walking Dead of the Cardinals. Okay. I've been watching a lot of Walking Dead with my kid, making me, by the way, the father of the year, watching a hyper violent show with my 10-year-old. Anyway, if Washington does well in this game against Arizona and scores a good number of points, my guess is that Dotson would be involved with that. So yes, I mean, maybe he's not still pouring it on in the fourth quarter against the Cardinals, but the first 2 or 3 quarters, I think he could definitely get there for fantasy. I just want to put that out there. I probably would start Mostert over Dotson. Mostert has a good matchup. Jeff Wilson's out. He's not going to have much competition for carries. Probably will get all or most of the goal line work. So certainly a safer option. The upside option is Dotson. I do want to put that out there. All right. Flex and a wide receiver 2. You have to make sure that McLaurin is active on game day. He has the toe injury from the preseason. Those things tend to linger. You just never really know. So make sure McLaurin's active. Yes, I would play him. Oh man. This is interesting. Man, I might actually play the 2 Commanders, McLaurin and Robinson. I don't dislike Pittman. I just talked about Pittman a minute ago. If you missed it, I like that environment a lot. Yeah, I would go with McLaurin and Robinson for this week. Jacksonville or Buffalo. I don't think the Jets are going to be a boring team in a lot of ways. I also don't think that they're going to be a very friendly team to opposing defenses. I would prefer the Jags. It's kind of close, but I would prefer the Jags here. Kyle Pitts or Higbee. Wow, we're already here. Folks, we are in week 1 and we are asking the question, and it's a legit question, okay? This is not mocking at all. Kyle Pitts or Tyler Higbee. We're here already. And honestly, Oh my God. I how can I say Pitts? How can I? With Cooper Kupp out, and check this out. My colleague, my Rotoworld colleague, Zachary Kruger, he does great work, by the way. He just published a piece on the site about streaming options for week 1, and he highlights some really, really key aspects of why Tyler Higbee can get there pretty easily against the Seahawks this week with Cooper Kupp sidelined. So I actually would say Higbee. I mean, like, truly, if it were my team, this is how I base my answers. Okay, if it were my team and Kupp were playing, I would play Pitts here. Kupp's not playing, so I think it's Higbee. God, man, that doesn't sound right, but it is. Oh, this is a good one. Mr. Prime says Javonte Williams or Antonio Gibson. I really like Javonte Williams this week for multiple purposes, including DFS. He's reasonably priced. There are the questions about will he split like a 50-50 workload with Samaj P. And maybe he will. And my hypothesis will be blown to smithereens this weekend. If so, it would be the first time I was ever wrong, as I mentioned earlier. Please, again, don't ask my wife about that. Javonte Williams is a really good play. Bad Raiders rush defense. Bad Raiders rush defense. And Sean Payton said that Javonte, who is apparently healthy as a horse. Bronco. Oh, not okay. And he's healthy and he's going to have a big role against the Raiders. I also like the Broncos to just stomp the Raiders this week, and that would be good for, I think, both Denver running backs. I do think Sean Payton wants to run a conservative run-first offense. I think that he is completely out on Russell Wilson as like the main cog of this offense. So, yeah, I like Javonte a lot. Am I crazy for thinking Sam Laporta looked a little like a slower Dawson Knox? Yeah, look, tight ends are tight ends, man. I don't know which one. Like, yeah, they can be slow and unathletic and all that stuff and still be fine for fantasy. Like, look at Zach Ertz, look at Jason Witten, all the years of fantasy production because they got a lot of snaps, they got a lot of routes. That's all that matters. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Yeah, there you go. That's the job I want. I want to be in Barbie Part 2, Escape from Dreamland. I'll do it. I'll do it for free. That's how you market yourself. You work for free. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Jason has a question. Mike Evans, Cam Akers, or James L. Cook IV? James Cook's matchup is horrific this week. I'm not playing Cam Akers. I'd go with Evans. Hopefully you get some point chasing by the Bucks. Zay Flowers or P. Ryan at the flex. P. Ryan. I don't feel like explaining. Just trust me on this. Matt L says play 2 of London, Gibson, Gabe Davis, Reed. Right. So I would play Gibson and London if Christian Watson plays. If not, you're playing London and Reed. I'm not down on Gabe Davis, by the way. It's just not a great spot, I don't think. Flex Khalil Herbert, Gibson, Deion Jackson. The Colts backfield thing. You're just guessing. Honestly. Evan Hall, Deion Jackson, Zach Moss, like they're gonna split that backfield. And like the Eagles backfield. Remember, Shane Steichen is the head coach of the Colts, comes from the Eagles. There might not be any winners in the Colts backfield without Jonathan Taylor. Like, it might just be kind of a wash, like just worthless. We're going to spend unbelievable amounts of time and energy analyzing snap counts and route share and target share and goal line work and short yardage work, and we're gonna just squeeze the analysis out of that Colts backfield. Please tell us something. Tell us something. Squeeze the rag and play just one drop of good analysis, and we're not going to get any, and we're not going to know anything about this Colts backfield. So forget it. Forget Deion Jackson. Forget about him. I flex Herbert. By the way, I think there will be lots of throws from Justin Fields around the line of scrimmage this season. We saw that in the preseason. That could be really good for Herbert and for DJ Moore. I auto-picked Kelsey and Mahomes. Should I? Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I mean, Kelsey will probably be back next week, but you'll be okay. Look, the Chiefs played probably the worst game of the entire Mahomes era last night. So let's not freak out quite yet. John, come on, man. Come on. You're playing Lamar by miles. Quentin Johnston or Mingo for the bench. I'd prefer Johnston. I think that Panthers offense is going to stink. Well, OBJ starts. I don't know your team. I'm sorry. Probably sit, but who knows? Flex spot. Go with Mike Evans over Miles Sanders. Tua Wilson or take a chance with a rookie quarterback week 1. I mean the Dolphins Chargers should be good for fantasy. I know last year it was a nightmare for fantasy from the Dolphins side mostly, but it should be okay. I mean it has the second highest point total of the week. So hopefully Tua, hopefully Mike McDaniel learned something from the beatdown that the Chargers put on them last year. I would start Tua. See, too early to tell. Oh, sorry. All right. Oh, come on, Matthew. Don't make me laugh. For the Zoomers, there was a sketch back in the 90s. There was a decade called the 1990s, about 30 years ago. And there was Burt Reynolds was a character on Celebrity Jeopardy, and he wrote his name on the dais that said his name was Turd Ferguson. It's funny name. Okay, and so Jake Ferguson is now known as Turd Ferguson. And listen, Jake, if you're watching, I didn't do this, okay, and I will not perpetuate it. I am not going to call you Turd Ferguson. I would play Turd Ferguson over Luke Musgrave this week. But again, it's inappropriate. His name is Jake. It's not Turd Ferguson. Stop saying Turd Ferguson. Hayden says, start 2. Dotson, London, Evans. London, Dotson. Okay, yeah. All right, let's go. We're here for kicker questions. Cameron Dicker or Greg Joseph this week. Hey, we're here to live a little. Okay, not a lot, by the way. Let's not live a lot. Let's live a little. Let's play Cameron Dicker. All right. Rob Lowe. If you're comparing me to Rob Lowe, you're my new best friend. Thank you. And by the way, you can come over and we can hang out anytime. All right. Lions defense looks formidable. Lions offense, not so much. I mean, did they? No, the Lions defense didn't look formidable. They got lucky, man. They look that's a burnable unit. All right. Let's see. The Lorax, saving trees and asking me, Purdy or Howe this week. I think it's Sam Howell. I can't imagine a worse situation for Brock Purdy coming off a catastrophic elbow injury, missing a lot of the offseason, only having 5 or 6 starts in the NFL under his belt. And playing the Steelers with TJ Watt healthy, with everybody healthy in Pittsburgh. Maybe it'll be raining, maybe it'll be nasty, windy, whatever. That's a horrible spot. I think Purdy will be eaten alive in this spot. So Sam Howell for sure. Drop Gibbs. What? No. I mean, it'll be frustrating, but let's not get crazy. Listen, Gibbs, he wasn't out there a whole lot, but he was one little stumble away from scoring a green zone touchdown last night. That would have changed the entire narrative around the situation. So, it'll be fine. I really do think. And if Montgomery gets dinged up, Gibbs could go bananas. Look, for as much as I faded Jahmyr Gibbs, and as much as I criticized the draft pick, he's explosive. You saw that. I don't even watch the games, and I know that. Check my Twitter X profile. Check it if you don't believe me. Never watched the game. Jahmyr Gibbs is explosive. I just know. I sensed it. Oh, you were skipped. MC something was skipped. Oh, come on, man. I've never skipped anyone. No, I have. I actually just randomly click on these things. Where are you, buddy? Where are you? I don't see you. Sorry. Oh, should I do it? Oh, here you go. Someone offered me Amon-Ra. I don't know, man. What is this? Amon-Ra, Mike Williams, Hopkins for, yeah. Definitely do that trade. Yes. Good for you. All right. Start two. Eat your greens. It's good advice. I beg my kids to eat some green. I'm not like a health food person. Okay. Like, I eat a lot of hummus. Okay. I'm actually full of hummus and lime seltzer at the moment. Okay. Kind of have to pee, but I'm not forcing my kids to eat certain things. Okay. None of that stuff. I'm not like diet culture weirdo, but it is, it's tough to get kids to eat their greens. I give them multivitamin gummies because, they literally, here's what kids don't do. They don't drink water and they don't eat vegetables or fruit ever. They don't drink water. And kids are fine. And adults are told, hey, you have to carry around a big jug of water 24 hours a day. Everybody needs 400 ounces of water every hour in order to be healthy. No, they don't. Kids are fine. They're fine. No kid has ever had a sip of water, and they're fine. And I have to worry about my water consumption all day. All right, Dameon Pierce, Jamal Williams, Rachaad White, Brian Robinson. Start two. Okay, so Jamal Williams is looking like what the Zoomers are calling a smash play in a smash spot against a bad Titans defense. If Kendre Miller is out, it has to be Williams, and I would go with Brian Robinson. Dameon Pierce is in a bad spot. Very bad. Devin Singletary is going to mix in. I'm sorry. I know. Look, I know. Dameon Pierce's preseason usage was good and cool. And everyone said, oh, well, everybody's sleeping on Dameon Pierce, as if they got Devin Singletary to hold the clipboard or pat Dameon Pierce on the bottom and say, way to go, kid. Singletary will be out there a lot. It's not going to be good for Pierce. Whew. All right. Should I keep Rashee Rice or drop him? I mean, okay, so if you're not starting Rice, I don't really know how you would be in redraft. I would rather roster a guy like Spears, who is like maybe like Jamal Charles light, and who, Jamal Charles being the greatest running back of all time, obviously, not a joke. And if Derrick Henry missed time, Spears would be a tremendous fantasy option. So I hope that helped. All right. Let's see. Marquise Brown or Tyler Lockett. I'll go with Lockett. I mean, the Cardinals quarterback situation is so bad. So bad. I've been transported to the future. It's Tuesday morning. Which free agent are you bidding on with the most rest of season value at any position? I mean, I don't know. A guy like Jalen Hyatt comes to mind. The rookie for the Giants. Jalen Hyatt just seems like the kind of guy who will like force his way onto the field, and Brian Daboll and company will say, oh, hey, look, he's our best offensive player. We should probably get him more routes and snaps. And once that happens, it's over. and he's going to be the wide receiver 1 for the Giants. How valuable that is, I don't really know, but because the Giants passing game is so bad. Tate Bryant, because look, Daniel Jones is bad. Come on, Giants fans, please clear your mind. Meditate if that's what it requires. Clear your mind of your biases and just come to grips with the fact that Daniel Jones is a bad quarterback. Okay? It's okay. I'm here. I'm going to be here for you. If you want a hug, I'll give you a virtual hug. He's bad, folks. Real bad. It's terrible. It's okay. All right. Tate Bryant, start 2. DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson, Dotson, and Lockett. People don't really know what to do with Dotson. I'm trying to get Dotson into lineups here. Okay. Start 2. Let's go with Dotson and Moore. I do like Moore a lot. Hummus is fire. I can confirm, Josh, that it is fire. I don't really eat the spicy kind, but still, it's fire. Flex Pickens or AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon. Come on, man. I mean, AJ Dillon is a running back insurance option. I go with Pickens and that dog in him. How long should I hold on to Kareem Hunt? I don't know, man. It's just why'd you even roster him? Not in the league. He's 100 years old. Hey, Cooter-doodle. There's a football chat, or can I ask your favorite book on the shelf? I have lots of books on the shelf. I'll give you an underrated one. Lots of horror books. Very, very scary. I'll give you an underrated one that I read not too long ago. Peter Straub, Ghost Story. Very simple title, really well written, and actually quite frightening. All right. That's a good question. Thank you for that. All right, let's get to some more. We have about 15 minutes or so. DJ Moore or Jahan Dotson. I'd go Moore. I really think that DJ Moore, my voice cracked a little bit. I'm 15 years old again. Remember how awful that was, guys, growing up, where your voice was like always on the verge of breaking. And you'd have to give a class presentation, and you were just praying, please don't do it. Please, voice, just stay steady. Do not break, please. I can't deal with it. Oh my God. And then that would happen. So DJ Moore, I really think he could have a 30+% target share in this offense. And yes, I know it's a run heavy offense. I know. But still, that's pretty good. I mean, you can't argue that, especially because you probably have him as your wide receiver 3 or 4. All right. Sam Howell or Anthony Richardson. I think Richardson is the play there. Richardson is probably his own team's goal line back. We've seen that with Jalen Hurts and how valuable that can be. I'm at least 18 months out of puberty, at least. Maybe even 2 years. Trade Hill and Garrett Wilson for Eckler and Waddle. Nah. Let's not get crazy. Dominic, least favorite of the two. Godwin and Tebow. Least favorite. Can I just tell you who I would play? I'd play Godwin. I hope that's helpful. Richardson or Rodgers. All right, folks. All right. Heat check. Never used that term before. I have actually always wanted to. So heat check. You're starting Anthony Richardson. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if you have him. You're starting him, and I get that some of you might have Richardson and Tua, or Richardson and I'm trying to think of some other Herbert maybe. I guess you're starting Herbert over him. But, I mean, Richardson, for me, is a top 10 play easily this week. And Rodgers is not. Rodgers, this is a bad spot for Rodgers. Are you guys serious with the the Kareem Hunt stuff. Did I miss? Hold up. Did I miss something? I'm checking the news. I'm checking Rotoworld to see if I missed something. Was he signed by the Cowboys or something? No, it doesn't appear so. Why are we talking about Kareem Hunt? What is this, 2016? Come on. Do you prefer Kirk Cousins over Joe Burrow? It's close. I mean, it's a really good spot for Cousins. Really good total for the Vikings. I think you still have to start Burrow. I do. I take no pleasure. I take a little pleasure in saying so. KJ, non-PPR in the flex, Breece Hall or AJ Dillon. Yeah, just go Breece. But I mean, both of these guys are touchdown dependent, so you're not in a great spot there. Trey Nobody is starting Hollywood. Oh, sorry. Okay, you're answering someone else's question. Thank you, Ginger. Francis has questions, and I'm answering them. Who has the most upside, Sean Tucker or Tajay Spears? I'd say Spears. Sean Siegel at the Church of Zero RB seems to love both. Yeah, I too love both. I'm legally required to under the bylaws of the Church of Zero RB. Okay, we're not like Scientology. I would appreciate if people stop saying that. Frankly, it's offensive and hurtful. Is Zero RB a cult? Maybe. But, we're friends. We make friends. All right. Let's move on. Hopkins or Dotson? This is hard. This is a tough one. Dotson. I said it with conviction. Dan, choose one to drop from the bench. Damian Harris, Gainwell, Laporta, P. Ryan, or Lazard. Lazard, man, drop Lazard. Come on, get out of here with Lazard, you guys. Why are you drafting Alan Lazard? Good Lord. I'm not. It's not about you, Dan. I get so many questions and see so many rosters with Alan Lazard. What compels people? He has that dog, I guess. Here's a gross one. Thanks, Reimer. Woof. Roshan Ingram or Damian Harris. I guess Roshan, but man, what happened? What are you in 2014 league? Ken Walker or Madison? I would go with Ken Walker if he plays. It's a really good spot for Walker. Like low key. This is what the kids are saying. Low key, good spot for him. And Madison, come on, man. Come on with the Madison stuff. Like, if you drafted him, I guess you're probably starting him. But please, like, he's not. The early season volume was enough to get people in on Madison, but that's not going to sustain itself. It just won't. Just trust me on this. Khalil Herbert or Jameer Hobbs? I've never heard of Jameer Hobbs, so I'll go with Herbert. Best ball moderate. I like that name. You're no radical. You're a centrist in best ball. Okay, you want a little bit of everything. You're right down the middle. You don't fall for the nonsense from the zero RB bros, and you're not in on the robust RB bros. You say no. Both sides are equally wrong. I got to moderate. I have to be centrist. It's a respectable thing, being a centrist. I offered Mayer and 2 Red Bulls for Pitts to my buddy in half PPR. I think he still has something left. What do you think? Should I rescind the trade? And 2 Red Bulls? Okay. No. In fact, throw another 2 Red Bulls in the pot. Get Pitts. Out of toilet paper at the house, and you have to choose one: a towel or 2010 Peyton Hillis t-shirt. Oh my God. What? A towel. Trey, no one here. Like, no, man. No, Marquise Brown is in a horrific situation there in Arizona. He knows it. You saw his face. Wait, when Jonathan Gannon, the coach of the Cardinals, bafflingly asked his players, did you take the bus to work today? Or did you drive? Do you support public transportation? Would you raise taxes for more bus routes? This is what I was expecting, where I was expecting the conversation to go. Jonathan Gannon, clearly the most cringe person in the league history. No one's close. And they flashed the camera to James Conner, who looked like he was about to fall off his chair, and to Marquise Brown, who was wearing a nice little farmer's hat, and he looked very confused. According to that look, I can't play him. I can't play Marquise Brown. Let's cut to the chase. Who's the kicker of the week? Yeah. No, that's a fair question. Some kickers who are going to be in good spots game script wise. Joey Sly of the Washington Commanders. You have. Don't fall for the Jake Elliott stuff. Don't fall for that. Will Lutz. Will Lutz, Broncos' new kicker. Sean Payton got him because Sean Payton doesn't know any other kickers except for Will Lutz. So we had to get him for some reason from the Saints. So yeah, Lutz is a good play. Jason Myers from Seattle is also good. And the Saints kicker is in a good spot. Saints are 3-point favorites against the Titans. Groupie is his name. I'm not kidding. Stop making fun of his name. But he's like a desperation play because I really don't know that much about him. I haven't met him. I haven't interviewed him. We haven't talked. We haven't become friends. But the Saints kicker, his last name, Grupe, if you're looking for him on the waiver wire, go ahead and get him. Maybe. If you're desperate. All right. Jonah says, Denny, suppose you're able to ignore your Kareem Hunt love for a moment. Is Madison going to be... Yeah, I mean, you're right. The Madison thing is the Mike Davis thing, is the Justin Forsett thing, is the Toby Gerhart thing, okay? Like, we must, as a community, pull together and stop this madness where, like, a clear-cut backup running back happens to fall into the starter's role, and suddenly he's much sought after. Why? No. We have to stop falling for it. I will say I was getting a lot of Madison best ball when he was going in the 10th, 11th round. But once Dalvin Cook was dealt and Madison went to like the 6th or 7th round, then no more. Sorry, I'm yelling at you again. I just continually yell. All right, we have 10 minutes. Johnny Daly, James Conner, Gibson, or Pierce. Pick 2. I'll never pick 2. I will for you. Gibson and Gibson and Connor. Okay, all right. Herbert or Gibbs? Gibbs played. Am I missing am I thinking of a? Can you guys like use first names too? That would be awesome. I do appreciate that. Sutton. I would go with Cortland Sutton here. This is a little too vague. I'm gonna need you to be more specific. I mean, I guess there's Luke Musgrave from Green Bay. There you go. That's one. Yeah, I'm starting Richardson. I'm starting Richardson. Oh, do you prefer Big Mac or Whopper? Well, so I just turned 40. So if I ate a Big Mac or a Whopper, I would instantly gain 11 pounds. So I haven't had either, I don't even know, since the second Bush administration. I don't want to get political. I'm not trying to get political. I'm just trying to specify a time period. I used to love Big Macs though, man. I'd come home from high school baseball practice on my way home, driving like a maniac on the road. Kids should not be able to drive. Can we be real for a second? You should have to be 28 years old before you drive. Let's just be, as a society, we need to be honest about that. 28 should be the driving age. I stopped at McDonald's and I would get 3 or 4 Big Macs and a large fry, and I would eat them all. I would eat it all on my way home. It was like a 12-minute drive home, and I would eat it all. And I weighed 135 pounds. Sorry. You had to know that. I had to tell you that. All right. I'm going to be honest. People, the Chiefs offense gave me, I don't know what this is talking about. Call it horrible third downs. Okay. All right. We're going to go to, let's see, Greg Joseph or Brandon Aubrey. Aubrey, of course, the Dallas kicker. Go with Joseph. If I'm stuck with using one, I'm guessing Brian Robinson, but you guys, please try to be more specific, because if that's Bijan, then obviously this changes things a little bit. Brian Robinson. So yeah, I would go with Robinson and Cook. Which do you think is more likely to happen this season? Brandon Cooks is a matchup-based flex. I like Brandon Cooks. The Cowboys, we talked about this on the Rotoworld football show the other day. The Cowboys are made to pass. Okay. First of all, Mike McCarthy, as the play caller in Green Bay, was the pass heaviest play caller in the NFL over those like 9 seasons, whatever it was. Okay. The Saints were close, but the Packers were the pass heaviest. I don't think that changes here. Tony Pollard is not a workhorse. I'm not saying he was a bad pick. My dog is barking. He always gets upset when I besmirch Tony Pollard's name, because Tony has that dog in him, obviously. But there should be enough volume, I think, to support Lamb, to support Pollard as a pass catcher, and to support Cooks. I guess this assumes that Michael Gallup is not going to emerge, which I think maybe is a little bit presumptuous, because Michael Gallup is now 2 years removed from his catastrophic knee injury and apparently looking better, feeling better. And you gotta feel good for the guy. But yeah, I think Cooks will be a thing this year. Rashad White or Michael Thomas in the flex. Go with White. When I was a teen driver, I was pulled over once with a fish fillet in my pants. That's good. Wow. That is funny. Sorry, officer. I was simply enjoying my fish fillets. That's right. Multiple fish fillets. I was once pulled over, and the cop kept calling me the mayor. Hey, wait, I was like 17. Yeah, you're the mayor? You the mayor of the town? Huh? Mayor? Where are you going? City council? City hall? Town hall? You the mayor? I was like, I don't get the joke. I'm scared. Please just stop saying that. Thank you. Full PPR. Mike Evans or Khalil Herbert? I'd go with Evans. George Pickens or Amari Cooper? Go with Cooper. There. Oh, I did that. King Snow. Who should I start? Oh, I already did that. All right, folks. We have about 4 or 5 minutes left. Any other questions? Oh, we have Gino or Tua. Yeah, no. So Gino, I mean, good grief, Gino is in a really good spot. The Rams defense is going to be spectacularly bad. Okay. I'm checking here on something. The Seahawks have a 46.5 point. The Seahawks Rams game has 46.5 point total. The Seahawks have a 25.5 point total, which is equal to the Jags. It's more than the Bengals. It's more than the Dolphins. It's almost as many as the Chargers. So I think that you're pretty much jamming your Seahawks this week. I'd go with Mike Evans. I talked about Ramondre at the beginning of the show. He should be fine, but just keep an eye on that. Jake Elliott is probably a young man, a fine gentleman. The thing is, the Eagles unfortunately like to score points, and you can't say that for everyone. Okay, there are lots of teams that have no interest in scoring points. Hello, 49ers. Kyle Shanahan, I mean, that guy loves a field goal from the 2-yard line. Man, he loves it. You know who doesn't love it? What's his name? Nick Sirianni. Forgot his name temporarily. Nick Sirianni. He goes for it. He wants touchdowns. He wants points. Jake Elliott shaped up last year as an every week play, every single week. All of the metrics, all of everything, all the kicker process pointed to him being a legit fantasy option, and he almost never was. And the reason is because the Eagles don't operate like your average NFL team, which plays scared, which doesn't want to score too many points. Which we want to take the points, folks. Take the points. This is 1968, and we're taking the points. Not Sirianni, our analytics king. All right. So did I, again, I'm wondering, did I miss something on Deion Jackson? Was he declared the workhorse back? I'm checking rotoworld.com. No, I don't see anything to that effect. So yeah, I mean, I'm not yelling at you, Sean. You're my boy, Sean. You're my boy, Blue. Go with Brandon Cooks. It's look, the cardigan will come out. People are asking, where's your cardigan? They're gathered outside my home right now. Wear the cardigan. They're saying that they're holding big signs. Wear your cardigan. I'm going to wear it. Okay. And I know Matthew Berry will be happy to hear that. Matthew loves my cardigans. Just adores them. Okay. Every time I see Matthew, he says, "Hey, how's your cardigans do?" I said, "They're great. They're great. They're in the little chest that you keep your winter stuff in so that the moths don't eat them." Matthew always wants to know about my cardigans. And I give him updates. Sometimes I'll just text him, "Hey, cardigans are doing well. I'll wear them by October." Things of that nature. Kicker of the week. Dicker's a good play. He is a good play. Trey Palmer or Puka as a stash. Yeah, that's a good question. I guess Trey Palmer is legit. I mean, I really liked him coming out of college. I also like Puka, but I mean, once Cooper Kupp comes back, it's over for everybody in that offense except for Cooper Kupp. So I would go. I guess I'd go with Palmer. God, I feel like a traitor to the Puka cause. I know a group of people who will want to accost me in the street after saying that. I need one of the following: Mostert, Herbert, Brees. Need one. I think you're going Mostert. There. Yes, El Murpho. Cardigans are the best. I'm very comfortable. Real quick. I'm starting to see. Look, it's September. Whatever. What's today? September 8th, and I'm starting to see people carrying around their nice little warm pumpkin spice coffees and kind of pretending to dress like it's fall. Here in the great state of Maryland, it's 98 degrees today. Don't force the season, folks. You don't have to force it. You don't have to pretend it's fall. My promise to you is that the fall will come. The passage of time will march steadily forward, and it will eventually be October, and there will be a chill in the air in some parts of the world. Not as many parts as there used to be, but there will be probably a chill in the air if you live in the region of the world that I live in. And at that point, you can drink your little coffee. Oh, it's so good. It's so warm. And your pumpkin spice stuff and all that stuff, and you put out all your fall stuff. Don't force the fall season. You don't have to. It's hot. It's September. We don't have to have a 9-week fall. It'll come. All right. Schultz, Dulcich, or Ferguson? I'm sweating now. Disgusting. My pits just horrifying. God. All right. Let me focus. Stop calling him Turd Ferguson, first of all. I'd go with Schultz. I like Schultz this week. In Minnesota, there is a chill in the air. I bet you there is. Is there ever not a chill in the air is my question in Minnesota. Which two, McLaurin, Mostert, or James Cook? Which two? Mostert and McLaurin. What do you prefer? Yeah. Well, that's not what I prefer. Like, what flex do you prefer? All right. Well, maybe we'll just wrap it up. Yeah. I mean, but you're playing Brian Robinson there. Robe man. Yeah, that's right. I'm a robe man. I actually don't. I don't own a robe. People said I look like Hugh Hefner last year. Of course, the kids know exactly who Hugh Hefner is. They don't. All right, listen, I'm going to log off temporarily. Thank you for joining the Week 1 Q&A with me, Denny Carter. You can find me on X at CDCarter13. I'm also on Threads. I'm trying to make Threads a thing, folks, at CDCarter13. I'm trying desperately. It's not a thing yet, but join me there. And make sure to catch the Rotoworld football show. It's a new one. You can check it out wherever you get your podcasts and on the NFL on NBC YouTube page. Good luck in Week 1.